What's up, everybody? Zach is back with another episode of Journey to $1 million. Smash that like button before we do anything else because I need 1 million likes on this video. And I was going to play an April Fool's joke on you guys, but well, hey, I just ruined that, so never mind. Anyways, yesterday was an interesting day. Quite interesting indeed. The Biden infrastructure deal is coming out, and oh man, it's $2 trillion plus dollars, and it's very interesting. So I wanted to cover that today. That is by far the most interesting thing that is going on, besides Soxel going up like 8%. So I mean, that's always good. Love me some Soxel. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. The blog is up on prostockadvice.com/blog. Go ahead and find the link in the description. And while you're down there, go ahead and join the Discord. We have a lot of great conversations there. And I do have a VIP section of the Discord, which is totally free. But that's where I prioritize answering the questions because the volume of questions I get on Reddit and also Twitter is pretty big. So at least if I don't reply to you there, I will definitely, absolutely, positively reply to all of the questions in the VIP section. So nevertheless, S&P was up 0.4% yesterday, NASDAQ was 1.5%, and Dow actually pulled back a little bit. And the most notable of my recent picks was MVIS, which actually was up 45%. I know some of you guys had that one. I do see some of y'all talking about that. ACTC up 13%, and GEVO is 12.5%. So that's pretty good. I mean, of course, those I wouldn't have taken a very big position on anyways because of the risk factor, and I expect a lot of those to pull back. As a matter of fact, I think MVIS is already pulling back. Yeah, it's back 7% pre-market, but overall, I mean, it's doing all right. I mean, even ACTC is up another 7% pre-market. GEVO is 2. I mean, so this is some boom town though. Some boomtown stuff we're talking about. The Soxel's up almost 5% pre-market already. That it's pretty significant, guys. Also the TQQQ, which would be more interesting to take a look at. I mean, it was up 4.5% yesterday. Pre-market's 3.4. We're getting close to the 50-day moving average, and that's just going to be such a huge key, and we've actually just passed it in the pre-market. So nevertheless, let's see how that plays out, obviously. We want to see how that plays out, and hopefully it is good. But keep rooting for the TQQQ, the triple Q. I mean, all of those Qs, we all like those, as well as TECL, which is up. So this is great. I mean, I could make a video on how much money I'm making, which I made a decent amount yesterday. I think my portfolio was up 5.2% or something like that, but I'm not even, I don't know, I just don't want to brag or whatever. So I felt like today we will focus in on the Biden infrastructure deal, which is the catalyst. Why all of this tech, semiconductors, electric vehicles, the battery plays, clean energy. I mean, this is all just lovely stuff. My favorite of stuffs. The best stuff that I like in the whole wide world. So I'm really happy about this. I kind of like the Biden infrastructure deal, and it doesn't matter your politics or whatnot, but I do think that the U.S. is way overdue for an infrastructure deal in the first place. It's going to create jobs. It's going to make roads nicer. The push towards clean energy, but first of all, I was up 5.27%. It was about 32Ks. Whatever. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritties of this infrastructure plan, and this is a $2+ trillion with a T dollar plan. And really what I like about this is it's not just going to be like the Corona stimulus, which is the money is just injected all at the same time into the economy, so it would only have a impact in that shorter time period or time frame. But with this infrastructure plan, this is going to be spread out and always be affecting for years to come, affecting the economy positively. So that's why I really like this, and I really think that this could be a roaring 20s coming up here. This is good stuff. And I mean, there's definitely some wasteful spending, but there's wasteful spending in everything. That's just what government is, I guess. So which can you do? But overall, I think this is pretty great. So the first thing, we put $621 billion into transportation infrastructure such as bridges, roads, public transit, ports, airports, and electric vehicle development. This is amazing right there. That is what I like to see. I really think that the roads, bridges, and public transit need to be upgraded. That is for sure. Especially compared to some other countries that I've been to. It's pretty nice. Their roads and high-speed trains and whatnot. But yeah, I think this is way overdue, in my opinion. Especially the airports. The airports really could stand to be updated. The ports, I don't know about so much. Maybe one of you guys can let me know how the ports are. I don't know if they're nice or not, or need upgrading. But airports, I would assume that they definitely need upgrading. Probably a lot around the country. And the electric vehicle development is tasty, and that's why a lot of the electric vehicle stocks are going up. Even though like Neo and Xiaopeng and what's it called, Lee, going up too. I mean, they're feeling it, but it's not really to do with American infrastructure. But hey, it's all good. Direct $400 billion to care for elderly and disabled Americans. That's interesting. For sure. I mean, that's going to create a lot of jobs, I assume. And yeah, I think that's good overall. We probably need it. Probably need that. Because I know the nursing homes, and a lot of them suck now, and they're not nice, and could do better overall in the Social Security, Medicare, and whatnot. And then there's going to be an injection of more than $300 billion into improving drinking water infrastructure, expanding broadband access, and upgrading electric grids. That is awesome. I know some of the and this is going to be for the drinking water. That's going to be upgrading the pipes and whatnot. So that's good. That's good. I don't know anything about that. I'm not going to pretend that I do. So if one of you guys want to chime in. But the internet thing is interesting. So this is tech, and these internet companies, they're just booming. For whatever reason, go figure. But that's how it is. And then there's going to be $300 billion into building and retrofitting affordable housing, along with constructing and upgrading schools. That's awesome. Always like to see upgrading schools, building new schools, and affordable housing. Obviously, we need that. Especially now in some places, houses are getting expensive because the materials are getting expensive. So that's cool. Definitely good, and that's going to bring a lot of jobs in construction and materials and whatnot. So that's good to see. And then the last one is invest $580 billion in American manufacturing, research and development, and job training efforts. That's awesome. Made in America, R&D in America, and job training, which it's learn to code. Something like that, right? But no, anyways, that's so all of this. It's very interesting. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section if I missed anything, but I'm pretty sure that just sums it up in general. Yeah, and then to fund, the good part is where is he planning to get this $2 trillion? Well, pretty much what happened was he's just going to raise the taxes. Like that's just how it is. And Trump enacted actually the largest corporate tax rate cut in U.S. history, which he slashed from the corporate tax rate from 35 to 21%. So Biden is actually going to increase that back to 28, which is, I for one love to see lower taxes because I think that's going to be overall better for business. They would have more money. I mean, ideally, hopefully, nothing is ever perfect, and so some businesses might not let that trickle down, I guess you could say. But ideally, I think in general it probably would be better to stimulate economy and make cheaper goods because it's cheaper cost for the corporations. And people talk bad about Amazon or something like that, but if it wasn't for Amazon making all the money, then they wouldn't be providing the millions of jobs that they do. So anyways, I'm in general a fan of lower taxes. But the problem is this is a different time, and I definitely support this Biden infrastructure plan, even though it's really expensive. But, so I do think that this is probably called for. And seeing the rate cut from 35% to 21%, that is what I like to see. But I think that it is just. I think it is justly called for to raise it back up to 28% because, hey, he could have raised it to 35 again, but he didn't. So he's kind of meeting in the middle. So I like that. You know what I mean? That's literally right in the middle. So, with Corona, and we need a stimulus, we need the infrastructure deal, affordable housing, the drinking water is an interesting one, clean energy, just those things in general. I think it's fair. I think the 28% is fair. Met in the middle, I'm happy with it. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. But the downside is and already actually the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is pushing back on this because the proposed tax raises will only cover $1.5 trillion, $1.5 trillion over the next decade from raising that tax. So it's going to add $1 trillion to the U.S. debt. So there's bad sides too. But hey, it's not bad because adding to the debt, what does that even mean these days though? You know what I mean? They always add to the debt, but of course, with stimulating the point is to stimulate the economy, investing in R&D, creating all these jobs, all with the construction projects and whatnot, and then improving the infrastructure in general should send the American economy into the roaring 20s. I really do believe that over the next some odd years. Could be 5 years or who knows really. So I think that we could make that back in to pay off the $1 trillion in debt just from stimulating the economy with this infrastructure deal. Although it is a little bit nerve-wracking to add one teat to the debt, and then the proposed tax raises would only cover 1.5 trillion. So totally, remember, it's more than 2 trillion. So. But overall, I think that it is due. In times like these, I would like to see more spending money, but not wasteful spending on things that we need. And to be honest with you, I think that's pretty good. I really do. And yeah, there's always going to be disagreement on both sides. Hey, it's politics, People are going to push back. Chamber of Commerce is pushing back. GOP is pushing back. But overall, there probably will be a lot of bipartisan for this. Biden met in the middle for the tax increase. He's increasing the personal income tax if you make more than $400,000 a year. So that's not really going to affect so many people. But if you do make more than $400,000, then you should probably be thankful anyways. And I don't know what to say. It sucks to raise the taxes overall, but the majority of folk this shouldn't affect. And the company tax, it was low for the past some years, 21%, so it's going back up a little bit, but hey, it's still better than 4 plus years ago, 35% during the administration before Trump. So I can't, it's hard to complain overall because it's a special situation. I think it's called for. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not a professional politician or anything like that. I don't know about a lot of these things like the water and infrastructure and the pipes and stuff like that. But I would be really interested to find out in what stocks are going to be affected. I think tech is going to boom. I think EV is obviously going to boom. Biden clearly wants to make a push towards EV, which is very, 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 very smart. And we should have done it a long time ago instead of let China just catch up and have all these new companies coming out. But hey, it is what it is. I'd like to see Ford pushing towards EV. GM, they got a new Hummer out, which is going to be awesome. All of these trucks coming out, very American, so I'm pretty excited about that. But anyways, guys, make sure you're following on the Twitter, join the Discord, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.